Hello everyone and welcome to the Shadowboard podcast. I'll be your host today. I'm Charlotte Kelly, a member of the BECBC Shadowboard. I focus on developing the next generation. And on the call today are some very special guests from Sunbelt Rentals. They have amazingly decided to sponsor our Shadowboard Award in this year's up and coming Cluster Awards. I'd like to introduce Jackie Cuthbert and Philip Hines. Jackie, do you want to introduce yourself and tell us a bit about Sunbelt Rentals?
Absolutely. Thanks, Charlotte. Yeah, my name's Jackie Cuthbert. I'm Head of Social Impact at Sunbelt Rentals UK and Ireland. So some of you may have known us in our previous guise. We were previously called A Plant, and a lot of you might know our Whitehaven depot. We're also over at Carlisle, we're also at Penrith, and we're also at Egremont as well with our specialist lifting team over there. But we basically provide plant and equipment into the nuclear, into lots and lots of different sectors within infrastructure, construction, government, FM and events as well. So yeah, we've got a really fantastic business. We're a FTSE 100 and we employ about 3,800 people, and we've got a massive push on sustainability at the moment. So we're going for a real low carbon agenda. So there's tons of really exciting things about new technologies and how we can make sites greener and more sustainable for everybody really. And we're exploring things like hydrogen. We've got tons of investment in things like battery technology and electric vehicles, electric plant. So there's loads going on and it's really, really exciting. So that's me. And I'll just pass you over to Phil to say hi.
Hi, I'm Philip Hines. I'm Sales Development Manager for Sunbelt Rentals. I used to be a Olympic cyclist in my previous career and just retired after the Tokyo Olympics. So I'm quite fresh in the Sunbelt Rentals company.
Fantastic. So Jackie, tell us a little bit about Sunbelt Rentals' relationship with the cluster and why you decided to sponsor the Shadowboard Awards.
Absolutely, yeah. So we've been a member of the cluster for a number of years now, and I think, genuinely, I think it's the best networking cluster that I've come across in the UK. I think it's absolutely brilliant. Everybody's so welcoming. Everyone's so willing to put each other in touch and help each other on opportunities and what have you. We've been working on a number of initiatives with cluster members for a couple of years now over the pandemic, with targeting social impact initiatives around long-term unemployed and also ex-offenders out of Millom with HMP Havering, and about 40 or 50 of the cluster members, right through from global companies right through to SMEs and micro businesses as well, training skills provided, local councils, etc. So there's tons of really good stuff. We've got to know people really well through that initiative, and maybe we'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, I absolutely think what the Shadow Board's doing with the next generation of talent and bringing through the leaders of the future is absolutely phenomenal. So we were really keen to be involved and kind of we work alongside some of the members already in certain areas, and we just think that they really deserve a big platform to get celebrated.
Fantastic. So you mentioned the next generation and possible future leaders. I think that leads us great into Philip and your role within Sunbelt Rentals, maybe a little about your journey. We may have a lot of young people listening, so to get an idea of what you've been through the organisation would be great.
Yeah, to start at the beginning. So I've grown up in Germany all my life. My dad was out there based with the British Army. Then met my mum and then decided to stay in Germany. So I've grown up there all my life, done loads of different sports, decided to stick with cycling when I was 15, and first time I was on the velodrome, loved it straight away, and entered the German championships just randomly, just for fun, and came 5th, and that kind of opened the doors for me to think that's what I want to do, and joined a sports school in Germany. It's kind of a boarding school, but you get a lot of government funding to go to these schools, and that kind of also opened the doors for me to then explore my British heritage. And my old coach was the British national team's old coach. So that kind of opened the doors with the connections. And I remember my old coach in Germany said, if you do well here at the Junior World Championships, you could ride for Great Britain. That would open the doors for you to go over there. So that was massive motivation, and set a world record time at the Junior World Championships. Then met with the British senior management team, and they said, yeah, we'd love to have you. We need to meet a new guy for the London Olympics. Their previous man, one which is part of the team sprint, retired, and they were desperately looking for a new starter. So I came into the team, 18 years of age, moved to Manchester, and first year was disastrous. Needed to learn a new language. Couldn't really speak the language, so had to take English lessons. But within a year, I kind of progressed really quickly. Then made the World Championships in 2012 in Melbourne. First time racing with Chris Hoy and Jason Kenny, one of my heroes, and I never dreamt of it. And yeah, that did really well at the World Championships, and that selected me for the London Olympics. Race at the London Olympics, first time in front of 6,000 people, hometown in London, and yeah, we won the Olympic gold medal. And then 4 years after that, a lot of struggles in between. Nearly didn't qualify for the Rio Olympics, but we managed to qualify in the last competition, and worked really hard. And then within 2 weeks before the Rio Olympics, we kind of found something special. We were coming 5th, 4th. We had to find a replacement for Chris Hoy, but within the 2 weeks, we found something special and turned up to Rio. We're hoping for a medal, but won a gold medal again. And then I was kind of slightly looking at what should I do after cycling. I thought I want to go to the Tokyo Olympics, and after that, I think I'm going to retire. So I started looking at what I wanted to do after cycling. Started doing personal training courses, all my coaching qualifications within British.
And was that daunting, that process of having to think about something different?
Yeah, I think every athlete, there's maybe a handful that don't, but every athlete is thinking, what am I going to do after this? All I have in my life is cycling. You kind of in the bubble inside the velodrome. You think that's all I can do. You think, yeah, what can I do? What else would I enjoy outside of this sport? And it was daunting. Yeah.
When did Sunbelt Rentals come on your radar?
I wasn't really looking until after the Tokyo Olympics, and I decided, with speaking to a lot of people, I wanted to be in sales. My father-in-law, he runs Scott JCB. He's been around diggers and construction. I heard them talking about it, how much he loves it, and I thought that sounds quite interesting. So I went online, and I tried to get in touch with connections I have, and I just didn't want to rely on other people. So I started looking. Sunbelt popped up, and I loved the whole greener energy, all the green solutions they had behind the company, and that actually attracted me to Sunbelt. So I started sending in my application online, done my research on the company, and had my interview with Douglas Smith, who is sales director of Scotland. Got the job offered, and then speaking to all these different people in the company actually, made me realize how much is to the company. I thought it's just a construction part, but it's actually events part. Jackie with the social impact team does loads of good stuff in the area, and that really excited me. And the company has been really, really open-minded to what I can bring to the team as well. So I've been doing work with Jackie, and doing stuff with the events team. We're trying to set up a cargo bike division for our last mile solutions, just to bring down the CO2. Because if you have a depot in mind from a customer, you could just take your electric cargo bike and load it up with tools and deliver it this way. So I've been in this job now for 5-6 months. I've been working on loads of different things, and it's honestly more than I could have hoped for my first career, doing so many different things. And that's really what I wanted to, after my life in cycling, something that really challenges me, a lot of problem solving as well. Cycling, you have to do a lot of problem solving. You go through a lot of challenging steps, and that kind of is what I'm getting with Sunbelt. And I think what I can bring to Sunbelt as well, I've been through the marginal gains era with Dave Brailsford. I think that's probably what British cycling is famous for, that we do every little thing we try and do right. Like we used to travel with our own mattresses, pillows. Before the Olympics in London, they came in and deep cleaned our hotel rooms twice a day, had air purifiers. Just you wouldn't think it makes a big difference, but these little things add up and make maybe a 1 or 2%, give you 1 or 2% advantage. And yeah, I think that's what I kind of can bring into the company. This is what I work personally with as well, trying to do all the little things right, and hopefully, brings a little bit to Sunbelt to then, yeah, improve the company.
Fantastic. It sounds like you're a great member to have on a team for sure. You mentioned a little there about some of the initiatives that Jackie's been involved with. Unfortunately, because you're the sponsors, you can't enter our Shadow Board Award. But what are some of the initiatives you'd like to shout about today?
Oh, I'd like to really just highlight the Haverhill Community Skills Centre over in Millham. So we've got, as I mentioned before, we've got a whole bunch of employers who've got job opportunities for local residents as well as potentially ex-offenders as well, to be able to set up a skills training centre actually behind the wire over at Haverhill, and there's space for everybody, no matter how big, how small you are. If there's something within your business you can provide skills and employment opportunities, then we'd love to hear from you. So there's a bit more online there at haverhill.csc.co.uk. And there's another initiative I really wanted to shout out about as well, which I think some of the listeners might be interested in getting involved in, because again, it's a great business networking opportunity. So we work with veterans. We work with two organisations you can find online called Walking with the Wounded and also Project Recce. And that's using the transferable skills. So a bit like Phil mentioned, he's got a lot to bring to a company, even though he's not got experience around, traditional plant hire. But similarly, all the veterans have got transferable skills around things like project management, resilience, determination, all that great DNA kind of story, and that would bring fabulous skills to any business. And actually on the 14th of May, starting at Grasmere, there's the Cumbrian Challenge. So there's 3 different routes, absolutely fantastic. We've got about 70 or so Sunbelt Rentals employees that are going to be taking on the mountains, a hard, a middle and an easy. The easy is not easy. Sarah McGregor and myself have done that one and struggled lots. Phil's going to be there. Phil's hopefully getting a couple of Paralympians down as well. We've got one of our other fantastic social impact initiatives as well. Hopefully Weapons Down, Gloves Up, which works with care leavers and NEETs to help train people into jobs in the industry as well. Hopefully we'll have a team there. And again, there's tons and tons of Cumbrian businesses. They're going out, really enjoying the hills, really getting the teams out, doing a good day of bonding, but also getting to meet other like-minded companies as well. So I'm just going to give a quick shout out to that web address as well, join.walkingwiththewounded.org.uk. And again, fantastic cause, and really helps with mental health, homelessness, all those kind of things, supporting veterans. And if you see what's going on around us in the world at the moment, I think that's a really timely kind of thing for us all to be able to get behind and support.
Yeah, absolutely. And we love a bit of promotion in our podcast. Very well done with the links there.
Good job.
Fantastic. So to see us out, I just want to take the focus back to the Cluster Awards. It's been a long time since we last had them. I think it's going to be a fantastic opportunity for us to all celebrate some successes, but also just to relax, let our hair down, and pat ourselves on the back of a job well done through COVID. But what are some of the qualities in this award category, the Shadow Board Award? What are some of the qualities that you'd like to see in potential winners?
Yeah, I think if there's people out there and they know they've made an impact in the communities, or they've thought of something really innovative, or thought of better ways of doing things, or they've helped an organisation or a business to really empower themselves, or really do something a bit different and stand out, I think that's the type of thing that people should be recognised for. And so again, we're looking forward to seeing all of the finalists on the evening and hearing all of the fantastic stories that everyone's got to just about all the amazing things that are going on. I mean, it's not been fun during COVID, having everybody trapped away, so it'll be lovely to get out and share and hear and be part of that atmosphere.
Definitely. So I think that's everything for us today, guys. Thank you so much for being guests on our podcast. No problem at all. Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.